We're all a bunch of idiots, myself included. In fact, I'm probably lord of the idiots. There are probably 10 million stretching videos on YouTube. There are yoga videos, yoga classes. There's yoga at gyms, studios, they're in parks, nail salons, strip malls, and strip clubs. Yet as cyclists, we just don't stretch. We never do. We just frickin' ride. Well, let's solve it today. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you 4 particular stretches that are gonna do wonders for your body, and it only takes 4 minutes. And these stretches are gonna give you the greatest benefit for the least amount of time spent. Now, sure, it's not an hour-long yoga class. If you wanna do that, knock yourself out. Because let's face it, stretching sucks, but we all want the benefits, so I'm gonna show you my routine. So we're gonna focus on 4 particular stretches. We're gonna work on our hamstrings, our quads, our hip flexors, and then our neck. These are the primary areas where as cyclists, we tend to get, messed up. Now these stretches are based on my own personal experience as a doctor of chiropractic for over 26 years, and also based on the scientific literature. If you go online or you go on YouTube, you're gonna find there are 4 million different ways to stretch the hamstrings, the hip flexors. The reason I'm gonna show you these particular ways is because they get the most bang for the buck, and there's gonna be a reason why. I'm gonna show you the scientific reason why these particular stretches are gonna be more important than doing it alternative ways. So let's first start with the hamstrings. The best way to stretch the hamstrings is to lie down on your back. The reason we're not going to do hamstring stretching by bending forward and touching your toes is because we're trying to allow the hamstrings to stretch and relax. Now, if you go ahead and bend forward and touch your toes, the hamstrings are going to contract in order to hold you up against gravity. Let me give you an example. If I were to try to stretch my bicep by lengthening my arm, it wouldn't make any sense to hold something heavy like this piece of a dumbbell, because right now my bicep is going to be contracting, and if I'm trying to stretch the bicep but I'm holding up against gravity, it doesn't work. When you try to bend forward to touch your toes, your hamstrings actually have to contract to hold you up. So it doesn't make sense to stretch something that's trying to hold you up against gravity. And that's why we do all the stretching lying down. In this particular case, now my hamstrings are not fighting against gravity. The best way to stretch the hamstrings would be to bring the knee up a little bit past 90 degrees, and then you're gonna grab your shin and bring it up like this. Now you'll notice that there is a bend in my knee. That's important, because if you do this correctly, as you pull it towards your chest here, you will feel the stretch inside the muscle belly of the hamstring. Now what's interesting is you'll see lots of people, tons of people, either stretching by locking out the knee and using a strap to pull their leg towards them. The problem with that is that most people that are doing this don't actually know that when you're straightening your leg and bringing it up, you're not actually just stretching the hamstrings. You're stretching your hamstrings as well as the sciatic nerve. And for most people that have had back pain or degenerated discs or old disc herniations, stretching the sciatic nerve is a bad idea. Now, how do you know if you're actually stretching your hamstring or your sciatic nerve? Here's how. When you're on your back like this and you come up, if your leg is straight and you feel tension in the calf, when you're doing this, you're not supposed to be feeling it in your calf. You're supposed to be feeling it in your hamstring muscle, which is in the middle back of your thigh. In addition to that, some people will feel tension along the outside here in the back of the knee. When you pull your leg this way and you feel the tension in the back of your knee, you do not want to feel it there, because that's either the sciatic nerve or you're feeling it now in the back of the knee capsule and the tendons of the hamstring. You don't want to be stretching the tendons. You want to be stretching the hamstring muscle belly. In addition to that, sometimes you'll see people that will get in kind of the hurdler stretch, and what happens is they will pull their toes and they'll feel the stretch in their calf. When you're doing this stretch, you shouldn't be feeling it in the calf. You should be feeling it in the hamstring.
back here. So that's why we also don't do this in a seated position. You'll see people arching their back and rounding their back to touch their toes. By flexing the spine in a pressurized position when you're sitting, you're actually harming the spinal discs. If you are on your back and your back is straight and you're pulling your leg like this, you're not harming the discs at all. How long should you hold this posture here when you're stretching? You'll do nice deep breathing in and out real slow, and you want to hold this position for about 30 seconds. Then what you'll do is you'll do the other side, and there you go. That's 1 minute of stretching your hamstrings where you don't cause any problems with the disc or the spine, you don't cause any problems with the sciatic nerve, and you're actually stretching the hamstring muscle belly. All right, so now let's talk about the quadricep, the front of the thigh. Many times you'll see people just holding onto their bike and they'll grab the back of their leg and they will pull like this to get their quadricep to stretch. That's pretty good, but I'm going to make it even better for you. When you lie down on a table or on the floor, there's no postural stress, because when your body is standing upright, your whole nervous system is trying to balance itself. When you are trying to balance yourself, you are tightening all the muscles. You want to be stretching in a relaxed state. So the best way to do that would be to lie face down on the ground or a table like this. And what you can do in this position is then grab the quadricep and stretch your quadricep, the front of your thigh, just like this. By lying down on the ground, you're eliminating all muscular tension from your body to do this stretch, and you're going to get a much better stretch out of your quadricep. You do each side 30 seconds, and just do very gentle, slow, controlled breathing when you do that.
So now let's talk about the hip flexors, or the psoas, iliacus, rectus femoris. These are muscles that flex our hip, and if you're sitting at a job all day and then you go ride a bicycle, almost guaranteed your hip flexors are tight. And there are a million different ways to show people stretches on YouTube. I'm going to show you the way I have used in my chiropractic practice, because this seems to work the best. Now, it's not the most convenient, because you do need some ankle weights, but it gives you the best results because, again, we're eliminating postural stress and allowing that muscle to stretch where there's no tension. If you see people doing lunge stretches, which is common on the internet right now, you see that on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, people are doing standing lunging stretches. That does work. It absolutely does work, but there's a more effective way that's much more relaxing. And if you just rode your bike 50 miles or something like that, the last thing you want to do is hold yourself in a lunge position, because your quads, no bueno. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit off the edge of a bed or a table like this, and what you want is you want to go and get some ankle weights. I'll put a link down below in the description if you want, or you can just go to a local sporting goods store and get these. These are 10 pounds. Put the ankle weights on, and you'll put it on both sides here, just like so. You're going to get on the edge of the bed, and you'll bring both legs up, just like so. And in order to stretch the right hip flexor, what you'll do is you will interlace your hands, place it in the front of the left knee, and then just let the weight pull down on the hip flexor. And this is a very relaxed, this is a great stretch. And I have shown patients this that have been stretching in other ways, and this is what very often is the game changer. Now, because the weight is pulling down, it's giving you a direct stretch on your hip flexor, and all the other muscles around your lower back and hip are totally relaxed. So you just rest in this position for about 30 seconds, and then when you're done with that, you will raise up this leg and lower the other leg. And wow, this is just a fantastic stretch. Just don't forget to keep breathing. Breathe natural, breathe slow and really deep, and you'll feel a great stretch in this. There's one particular thing that you need to do. As you can see, my butt is slightly off the edge of the bed so you can get a stretch. If you are too far up this way on the bed, you're not going to feel as much of a stretch because your leg will hit the bed. So it needs to be off the bed. So your hip capsule
is right here, and that needs to be on the edge of the bed. And when you do it this way, you'll feel a much better stretch.
Now the fourth and final stretch that you can do is for your neck and trapezius muscles. The reason this is important is because we sit on bikes for hours and hours with our necks just totally cramped up. So this stretch I'm going to show you how to do it standing, and then I'm going to show you how to do it lying down. It's best to do it lying down for the same reason I've said before, is because if you're going to stretch your left trapezius, what you're going to do is take your hand, put it on the left side of your temple, and you're going to sit up nice and straight and bring your head to the side. Now the problem with doing it this way, it does work, however, the way I'm going to show you lying down is much more effective, because when your head goes to the side, this muscle right here, this left trapezius muscle, is going to contract instinctively, neurologically, because it has to hold your head up. It would be like if I took this weight again and just held it out here, my deltoid is now trying to contract to hold this weight up. If your head goes to the side, this muscle is going to contract. You have to use a lot of force to pull it and try to get a stretch on it. So the stretch reflex inhibits proper stretching. You do this lying down on your back without a pillow, and I'll show you that. But how it looks, if I don't get a good angle, is you're going to be lying down, imagine your head is on the ground, and you're going to just allow a stretch to occur. Now for some people, when they do this, their shoulder comes up. So what you'll do is you'll take the back of your hand, place it on your butt, and then when you're lying down, you'll just pull your head to your side, lying down like this, and you're going to feel a tremendous stretch on that left side. Then what you'll do is you'll take your right hand, put it behind your right butt, take your left hand, put it on the side of your temple, and just stretch this way to stretch the right trapezius muscle. And wow, that works really good. And when you do it lying down, you'll get much better of a stretch. So these are 4 stretches that you could do after cycling. If you do each side for 30 seconds, 4 times 30 seconds is 4 minutes. And that's really the bare minimum of what you can do to get a lot of benefit from your stretching. Now, if there is a particular stretch that you find very effective that you like to do after cycling, let me know in the comment section so other people can read what stretches are helping others. And lastly, I have one more thing to tell you, and then at the end of the video, I'm gonna put right in the corner here somewhere, either on this side or this side, a routine of how to do self-massage on your legs to benefit you after a bike ride. So hang tight, guys. I'm gonna have that at the end of the video. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Oh yeah, oh, right there.
What's going on in there? What are you doing?
Can't a guy get any privacy?
No, really, what are you doing?
I'm massaging my thighs with Lactigo. This is a performance and recovery gel. You apply it to your thighs 30 to 45 minutes before you do your workout, and then after your workout you take a shower and reapply it to the thighs. It's awesome stuff. Link down below.
You are so weird.
Hey babe.
What?
Come here. You want to watch?